Michael Jordan.
Jordan off to the left. Michael double teamed on the drive, in for the left, gets chased into the corner, comes right back. Through the foul.
One of the greatest athletes we have ever seen walk the face of the planet.
Detroit will calm you down. They'll work their play. Steal. He kept it in bounds. Here it is again.
Jordan, open, Chicago. Russell with a quick crossover. Look at Brian Russell slips, and Michael pulls up and buries the shot to give him a 1-point lead.
Jordan is one of the most popular and iconic athletes of all time. But what made him the greatest? Well, he was a complete competitive psychopath.
And I never talked trash but one time in my entire life.
With Jordan.
With Jordan. Oh. So we're with the dream team. So This is the fourth day. And we got out on him about 12-2. And I said, I'm gonna really rattle his chain. So I went over there, tapped him on the shoulder, said, hey man, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're gonna blow you out today. His eyes got big. Usually that tongue come about right here, now it's way out. Now this is the greatest shot I've seen. He came down the right side, took off. David Robinson took off, and he said, okay, I'm gonna just sit here in the air. Because I know David Robinson is gonna go down. So David Robinson went to the ground, he 360, tongue moving, and dunked it.
Remember when he single-handedly ruined Muggsy Bogues' career?
Open, takes that baseline jump.
Shot free throws with his eyes closed.
Not one.
Not two. Not three. Not four.
Told Dikembe Mutombo he was going to dunk on him.
Be for real, you haven't got me yet.
Scored 43 points 4 days after turning 40 years old.
7:30 that morning, he's down in the fitness room with Tim Grover, working out like you can't believe. Now he's 41 years old. We play the New Jersey Nets the next night, and Michael scores the first 3 times he has the ball. And Michael comes over and he says, I want the ball right there the rest of the game, and don't take me out till I tell you. 51 points later. 51 points at age 41.
Let one of the greatest shooters of all time, Reggie Miller, explained this one.
It was a preseason game, and Chuck Person said, you need to go out there and give Jordan grief right away, establish yourself.
Having a good first quarter, because obviously we're guarding one another, and he's going through the motions because veterans really aren't going hard. And Chuck Person is egging me on, saying, tell him to take that. Next thing I know, Michael looks over to Doug Collins, who was the head coach at the time, and says, leave me in. Well, next thing I know, we were up by 16 points going into the third quarter. I had like 12. Michael had 2. By the end of the game, I had 12 and he had 35.
We can go on for days about the amazing accomplishments Michael Jordan had because of his competitiveness. But one story sticks with me. Jordan had 3 beautiful children with his first wife, Juanita Vanoy. Jeffrey, Marcus, and Jasmine. This story focuses on his second son, Marcus Jordan, who played collegiate basketball at the University of Central Florida. It must have been hard growing up Michael Jordan's son. The comparisons were unimaginable for a kid, and a simple game of pickup versus your father would be no fun. Jordan would dominate Marcus one-on-one until his second eldest turned 16. Jordan had just retired from the NBA and was around the ripe age of 42. At the age of 16, Marcus had finally beat his father one-on-one. I remember beating my father for the first time one-on-one, and this was a great moment in my life. I mean, I still remember it to this day. It's like a passing of the torch. Eventually, my dad stopped playing me, as any father would, because the scores became ridiculous. But that's not how Michael Jordan was. He didn't let Marcus bask in the glory. His competitive mindset made him check up again and whoop his son. He never played him again. He always walked out on top. To this day, Marcus is waiting for another chance. A chance he'll probably never get. Remember the last time we saw MJ playing pickup?
I want to play on a championship team. Then I want to play in the NBA. And once I've done all that, I want to play baseball, just like you, Dad.
When you're finished with that, I suppose you're gonna fly, huh?
MJ's competitiveness made him the greatest, but there's only one in my mind that can contend for the title of GOAT.
Michael Jordan for me was like, it looked like he was like Jesus, black Jesus walking towards me.
Yeah.